Hi, good evening. Hello, class. So for today, we will continue our discussion regarding matter. So our topic for today is about the reactions in matter. As we have discussed earlier, matter have different properties, different reactions, different compositions. And also, matter undergoes reactions that are generally classified into we have synthesis, decomposition, substitution, metathesis, neutralization, and combustion. So, one by one, i-discuss natin yung different reactions ngayon. So, first is the synthesis reactions. It is also called a direct union. It occurs when two or more substances combine to form a single product. So, here's the example. We have one substance A, and another, substance B. The addition signifies union or combination, and the resulting product is AB. So when you combine compound A or substance A with substance B, you will form another substance which is a composition of A and B. So that is a synthesis reaction. So let's see some examples with real chemicals. So these may be a combination of any of the following. There are elements forming a binary compound. So one element, another element. You will have a binary compound which is composed, since bi means two, there are two compounds on your product. So this is from K and this is from O. 1, 2. Okay? Next, you can also have a nonmetal and oxygen forming a nonmetallic oxide. For example, nitrogen gas and oxygen gas. This is, of course, this is oxygen, and nitrogen gas is a nonmetal. So when you combine the two, it will form a nonmetallic oxide, nitrous oxide. Okay? It also can be a combination of any of the following. The metallic oxide, which is yung kanina, katulad kanina, this is a non-metallic oxide. Now, we can have a metallic oxide and water forming a metallic hydroxide. Hydroxide is OH. So, your metallic oxide is calcium oxide plus water. You will form calcium hydroxide. Calcium and hydroxide. So that is an example of a synthesis reaction. And then another one is a nonmetallic oxide and water forming a nonmetallic hydroxide. So you will form a metallic hydroxide from a metallic oxide and water. A nonmetallic oxide will form of course, a nonmetallic hydroxide also. So that is called an acid anhydride, while the other one is called a basic anhydride. Okay? So let's go slowly. So carbon dioxide or CO2 is a nonmetallic oxide. Plus water, you will form a carbonate, hydrogen carbonate. Hydrogen and carbonate atom. This is a nonmetallic hydroxide. Okay? Another example or another combination of a synthesis reaction is from a metallic oxide and another non-metallic oxide forming a salt. Okay, you have calcium oxide here plus silicon dioxide. You will form calcium silicon trioxide. So, if mapapansin nyo, pinagsasama-sama lang siya. So, you have calcium here and silicon dioxide. You will form this. Pero, meron mga subscript numbers here to balance the equation. So, kailangan laging balanced yung equation natin. Otherwise, hindi siya relevant or true chemical equation. Okay? So, kung mapapansin nyo dun sa mga previous natin, pinagsama-sama lang siya, calcium and hydroxide. Nagkaroon lang ng pagpapalit-palit sa positioning. Okay? Pero, kung mapapansin nyo, all of the ones in the left, yung mga reactants natin, makikita nyo lahat sa iisang product lang. Okay? So, let's see the other reactions. The second one is a decomposition reaction. It occurs when compounds split into simpler substances. Yung kanina combination, itong decomposition is the reverse of a synthesis reaction. This one splits into simpler substances. The compounds, for example, kanina, A plus B na form natin is AB. Ngayon, yung AB na na-form natin, pag nag-undergo siya ng decomposition reaction, mabe-breakdown siya into simpler substances. So, pag hiwalayin lang siya, you now have A plus B sa reaction natin. Okay? So, this proceeds in the presence of heat, light, or electric current. So, yung decomposition reaction, kailangan natin ng heat, light, or electric current para mag-occur siya. So, hindi siya nag-occur naturally. So, first is, for example, when you heat a metallic oxide, it forms a free metal and an oxygen. So we have here gold oxide, trioxide, and upon decomposition reaction, you will form gold and oxygen. So, madedecompose lang yung compound mo into simpler substances. So, another one is heating metallic hydroxides, and then you're going to form metallic oxide and water. Parang kabaligtaran lang nung kanina. So, magnesium hydroxide, upon heating, will form magnesium oxide and water. Magnesium oxide is a metallic oxide. Magnesium is a metal. If you will look on your periodic table of elements, you will see that magnesium is a metal. And then, you have oxygen. So, when they are together, that is called a metallic oxide. And this one is water. So, another one is heating metallic carbonates, forming metallic oxide and carbon dioxide. So, this one is a calcium carbonate. Calcium is a metal. You will form the triangle here represents heat. Okay? So, upon heating calcium carbonate, you will form a calcium oxide plus carbon dioxide. So, where does this come from? Calcium is from this one, and carbon dioxide is from CO. So, na-transfer yung isang oxygen dito sa metallic oxide. So, we will, if we're lucky enough na umabot tayo sa balancing chemical equations, we will understand what these superscripts are for. Okay? So, next. We have heating metallic chlorates forming a metallic chloride and oxygen. So, ito yung mga products niya. We have potassium chlorate. K is for potassium. That is a metallic chlorate. Chlorates are ClO substances. So, ClO3. And you now have a metallic chloride, which is potassium chloride, and oxygen. 3 atoms of oxygen gas. Okay? Next is when you heat organic acids, and you will form non-metallic oxide and water. So, this is your organic acid, bicarbonate, hydrogen bicarbonate, and you will form carbon dioxide, which is a non-metallic oxide, and water. Next is the electrolysis. So, this one we use heat. Now, we will use electric current, which is called a a reaction using electric current is called electrolysis. Okay, so this is the reaction mechanism for water. To break down water into simpler substances, electrolysis is applied, or electricity is applied. So they will undergo electrolysis and it will break down into oxygen atom and hydrogen atom. That is a decomposition reaction. Next reaction mechanism in matter is called substitution reaction. It is also called single replacement. It occurs when it occurs guided by the activity series of metals. So for example, you have AB plus C, you will have CB plus A. So yung mga replacement niyan, if you can see this one, napalitan lang yung A, naging C siya, ni C, pinalitan lang siya. So naging mag-isa na lang si A. Parang sa relationship lang. Dati si AB ang magkasama, dumating si C, naging si CB na, naiwan si A. Okay. Ginawa lang natin mas simple para medyo maintindihan natin sa context ng personal lives. May hugot, joke lang. Okay, next we will... So, another one, so this is single replacement. Isa lang yung pinalitan, okay? Next, we have metathesis. Yung kanina ay substitution. Now, we have metathesis. And metathesis reactions are also called double displacement. So, kanina single lang, ngayon double na. So, it occurs as cations of two compounds interchanges. So, before we have AB plus CD. Now, nagkaroon ng double replacement or double displacement. Naging si A at saka D at si B at si C. So, CB plus AD. So, dalawa yung napalitan, dalawa yung nagpalitan. So, that is why we are calling it a double displacement, which are also called metathesis reactions. So, this is an example. If you will see, we have first is potassium nitrate. So, dalawang atom yan, potassium and nitrate. Potassium is a cation or a positively charged ion, which are called cations. Pag positive cations, kapag ka naman, for example, yung NO3, this is a negative ion. So, ito yung negative, ito yung positive. Negative ions are called anions. Okay? So, we have potassium nitrate plus calcium sulfate. So, calcium is positive, sulfate is negative. So, sa double displacement or metathesis reactions, ang magsasama syempre, hindi pwede magsama yung dalawang positive. Hindi pwede yan. So, ang magsasama is yung isang positive, for example, is yung potassium natin. Ang makakasama niya is yung isang negative dito sa pangalawang compound natin, which is sulfate. So, negative, positive ions or negative ions attract the positive ions. So, katulad lang yan sa magnet, ang magdidikit yung opposite poles. Opposite poles attract. So, we have potassium, which is positive, and sulfate, which is negative. So, in the same manner, yung calcium na positive, ang didikitan naman niya is yung another negative ion, which is nitrate. Okay? So, merong binanggit kanina dun sa previous slide. Here. Kung mapansin nyo, interchanges, nag-i-interchange yung cations ng dalawang compounds. So, for this one, ang cation natin is potassium and calcium. So, kung makikita nyo, nagpalitan lang sila. Si calcium napunta kay nitrate at si potassium napunta naman kay sulfate. Okay? Nag-interchange yung mga cations. So, another example is ammonium carbonate and hydrochloric acid. So, we will break it down. Yung ammonium is positively charged ion and carbonate is a negatively charged ion. So in the next compound, hydrogen is positively charged ion and Cl is a negatively charged ion. So dito sa metathesis reaction nito, ang mangyayari, magsuswap sila. Si NH4 or ammonium ion mapupunta kay chloride ion. Here, this one, ammonium chloride. And then si hydrogen ion ay mapupunta naman kay carbonate. So we have hydrogen carbonate ion. Okay? So another type is nakakailan na tayo. So first is synthesis, and then decomposition, and then the substitution, and metathesis reaction. So panglima na to, neutralization reaction. This involves reactions forming salt and water. And these are specific for the reaction between an acid and a base forming salt and water. So this is an acid, HCl, hydrochloric acid combining with sodium hydroxide, which is a base. And then you will form a salt, sodium chloride, and water. So that is neutralization reaction. Next is a metallic oxide and an acid forming salt and water. So this one is a salt, potassium chloride, and water. So from potassium chloride plus hydrochloric acid, you will form a salt, which is potassium chloride and water. Another one is a non-metallic oxide and a base naman, forming salt and water. Kanina acids yung pinag-uusapan natin. Acid and base. Ito, acid and base. This one is an acid and a metallic oxide. The next one is a non-metallic oxide and a base naman. A base forming salt and water. So, potassium hydroxide is a base, and we have a non-metallic oxide, sulfur dioxide. Okay, so you're forming a salt, potassium sulfate, that is a salt, and water. So next one is a metallic oxide and another non-metallic oxide forming a salt. So wala nang water dito ngayon. You have this one, calcium oxide and carbon dioxide. So this is a metallic oxide. Calcium is a metal and metallic. That's why this is a metallic oxide. While carbon is a non-metal. So this is a non-metallic oxide. And kapag pinag-combine sila, nag-undergo sila ng neutralization reaction. So ang mapo-form nyo is a salt. Calcium carbonate is a salt. So next is ammonia and acid forming a salt. Usually sa neutralization reactions, ang napo-form is salt and water or either salt only. So we have ammonia and an acid, which is hydrochloric acid in this case. You will form a salt, which is ammonium chloride. Okay. So next one, after neutralization reaction, we have the sixth reaction, which is combustion reactions. These proceed only in the presence of oxygen gas and may only be complete, and this may be complete or incomplete combustion. So what is a complete combustion? Complete combustion of organic compounds result to the formation of carbon dioxide and water. So, kapag nakita nyo sa product, sa end product, na merong presence ng carbon dioxide and water, carbon dioxide is CO2, and water, which is H2O, it means that the reaction is a complete combustion reaction. Okay? An incomplete combustion of organic compounds, on the other hand, results to the formation of soot, or yung parang uling, or which is mainly carbon and carbon monoxide in addition to carbon dioxide and water. So, hindi pala ibig sabihin na may carbon dioxide and water siya, complete combustion na siya. Kapag may present na carbon monoxide or CO, ibig sabihin, hindi siya complete combustion, incomplete siya kasi may carbon monoxide and soot. So, carbon monoxide plus carbon dioxide, CO2, plus water, that is an incomplete combustion because of the presence of carbon monoxide. Kapag walang carbon monoxide, only carbon dioxide and water, that is a complete combustion. Okay, so that's it. You can go over the discussion again, and kapag may tanong kayo, so maybe you will ask about paano ma-determine kung salt yung na-form. So, usually, ang salt ay combination ng cation and anion. For example, NaCl. This is our table salt. So, this is Na is positive and Cl is negative. So, kapag combination yan or chlorates, ClO3, pag merong yung mga elements na nasa periodic table sa row 1, or period 1, nasa column 1, ibig sabihin, meron silang isang, kulang sila ng, ibig sabihin, positive yung charge na positive 1. And then, for example, potassium. Magkaka-group kasi ang sodium, potassium, hydrogen, lithium, sodium, potassium, rubidium, cesium, francium. Nasa group 1 sila, group 1A. So, these are positively charged ion with a positive 1 charge. Okay, so usually, magko-combine sila with a negatively charged ion like chloride, chlorate, carbonates, yan. So, pwede nyong i-search kung ano-ano yung salts. Paki-search nyo na lang yung mga salts para magkaroon kayo ng idea. And I will be posting a classwork, and please answer the Google form and turn it in. Do not forget to turn it in and submit your form also for your class activity. If you have any questions, please feel free to ask me so we can discuss it further. Okay, thank you very much, and